I want to welcome you to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, Yaya Diamond. What's up, people? How you doing? It's a great day, and I'm so very excited to be here. I have an amazing guest on the show today. I'm biased. I have the best guests. I don't know about anyone else, but we do here at Dream Chasers Radio because we are here focused on what? Showing you that it can be done, that your dreams are just a dream away, I guess. I don't know how you put it, but you just have to go for it. Just do it, okay? And my next guest is just done that. Mr. Bob Sumner has done so many different wonderful things, and we're gonna have him on the show today because yay! I'm in a mood. I'm in like a funny mood. I'm happy all the time. You guys know that. Mr. Sumner, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me here. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
thank you.
Pleasure.
Oh, the pleasure is mine. So let's go back in time for a minute and let's talk about how you kind of positioned yourself in what you're doing today.
How did I position myself into what I'm doing today, which I guess what I'm doing today is talking to you right now.
Oh no, I'm talking about you.
Huh?
Forget about me.
I mean, when you say how do I position myself today, I guess we're talking about in terms of my career
Yes.
or
Yes,
yeah.
definitely.
Well, I
Yes,
mean
definitely.
my career has been in this journey started a long, long time ago. As we're preparing for this series over at the Union Oyster House in DC, it's the Union Time to Laugh. And it's a comedy series that's going to be a combination of bringing the best of the young rising stars in comedy as well as some veterans that has come, down, my pike
Yeah.
during the years. And, whatever that is, whatever seeds I planted years ago, I plan on planting more seeds now. And, those seeds started as for me, a seed was planted when I was a kid, spending much time over at the world famous Apollo Theater, where I'm now curator of comedy. It's crazy how things happen full circle. But I used to actually go over to the Apollo with my parents because they had always went over to the Apollo to see my uncle perform, who's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You know,
Awesome.
yeah, my uncle was the lead singer for a '50s group called the Platters.
Oh, the Platters. I know
Yeah,
some of those guys.
right. Well, Tony Williams is my dad. They was thick as thieves, and from the moment that Uncle Tony went on out to Hollywood, my parents always frequented the Apollo, and at the Apollo, they would bring me as a little kid, and at the Apollo, besides seeing the James Brown Review and the Motown Review and shows like that, you will always see an Apollo comedian, and it could be anywhere, anybody from Pigmeat Markham to Nipsey Russell to young Richard Pryor, and most frequently there was a older lady by the name of Jackie Moms Mabley,
Yes.
and Moms Mabley planted that seed for me, in terms of the entertainment. I always had that bug, and as time progressed through elementary school to high school to college, entertainment has always been my thing, and comedy has always been around it. And then one day I got a job at Def Jam Records, and next thing you know, I'm producing Def Comedy Jam, and the rest is history. Yeah,
That is amazing.
yeah.
It's amazing. I mean, to keep going though, I think that was the key, right? I mean, tell me about that. I mean, did you realize that that's the direction you were going in, or you just did it because you liked it?
Well, my thing is entertainment and sports and education. I when I first started to attending Seton Hall University, I went in as an education major, but I also had this bug to go into communications because I was a DJ and I used to have parties after my basketball games. And I said, either I'm going to be a basketball coach or a scout, or I'm going to be on the radio, which I had an opportunity to do that. And, quite a few things. And one thing led to another where comedy has become, something that happened from my background working for Def Jam Records, but I was doing the underground in Newark, New Jersey with, producing comedy shows, and one thing led to another, and then here goes Def Comedy Jam, and now I have Laugh Mob, and everything is moving. Everything is. I don't stop. But what I do enjoy is that, again, you might as well call me a gardener because I plant seeds. You know what I mean? That's where the kings of comedy and the queens of comedy, Chris Tucker, all these were seeds that I planted for great careers, and that's what I continue to do, and we'll be
I
doing.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
do appreciate it. I mean, there are times where I'm watching the show, the Def Comedy Jam, and I need it. I need to laugh. I need it.
Right.
And it's one of those things where it's like if it wasn't there, I mean, how many people would be laughing today? Not many.
Yeah, it's crazy though because when you look at that time period when we brought Def Comedy Jam to HBO, you didn't have this cancel culture thing going on. So when you look at all these YouTube clips and you hear some of the jokes, you be like, wow, could that happen today? But when
No.
you look at comedy though, but when you look at comedy, that's what makes it so dope. That you have that edgy thing going on.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's gonna be interesting to see how we ride it out on this go round.
Yeah, I think people are just things have just gotten too sensitive,
Yeah.
if you can't make fun of yourself, then who can you make fun of?
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes, because there was a time when I was coming up, was during the time when you couldn't show Elvis Presley from the waist down. It was from the waist up. You know what I mean? And now you have satellite radio. You riding in the car with the kids, and the radio is on, and they cussing like sailors. It's like, what's right, what's wrong, you know?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. I hear you. I hear you, man. I'm telling you, times have changed. But the most thing that I think of, is laughter. Laughter has always been the staple for people who have gone through a whole work week and they need to laugh. Something's happened in their family and they need that getaway. They need to laugh. You have the cruise ships, you have the establishments, you have the TV now, and of course YouTube, places where you can go to actually laugh. And I mean, being a part of the beginning of that whole movement and that whole Def Jam laugh movement, because I mean, I knew of certain places, but I think you really brought it out. I mean, it was like, here it is. This
Yeah,
is
yeah,
what it should be.
yeah.
You
It
set
was in
the
pockets.
example.
It was in pockets. It was in a little spot in LA. It was in a little spot in DC. You had it coming, and of course, I was doing it in Jersey. They had a spot in New York. But once we got an opportunity to make it a national thing,
Mm-hmm.
it was crazy because everybody, they talk about, even with the music, this is hip hop 50th anniversary. And even like I had a bunch of records. And when I started doing this comedy thing, I said, instead of having the piano player at the comedy show or the drum with the cymbal and the snare drum, why don't I hook up these two turntables and play music to bring the comedians on and off? And then we get this opportunity to do this Def Comedy Jam, and it was only right to have a DJ. And that's when we brought Kid Capri in. And now everywhere you go around the country, you have to have a DJ. And that was just something. I mean, when I tell you, Yaya, sometimes I feel like a pioneer like Davy Crockett or Daniel Boone. You know what I mean? When you're right there at the beginning of Alexander Graham Bell, Thomas Edison, that's crazy. And
It
that's what has
is.
happened with this.
That's why I asked you, how does that feel? I mean, to
It's
be on
weird.
that movement.
Know it when I see that other people, what I've done, the way I was able to build the Def Comedy Jam brand was a formula by me traveling around the country, just like I was a football scout, a basketball scout, so I know what it takes to put that right, you have to look at 10 comedians to find that 11th, that one, you know, and that's what I've always done. So I know that when everybody be trying to find the next one, the next one, the next king and queen of comedy, that didn't just happen.
Mm-hmm.
You have to really go through a bunch to make it right. So I'm prepared to do it again. But like I said, it's the formula no different than finding the next LeBron or Kobe. You know, they,
Yeah.
they thought after Jordan that was it. You know what I mean? It's not it's stand up comedy is the same way, but what we have to do is make new sitcoms. You don't see sitcoms anymore. You don't see the
Yeah.
Martins or the Bernie Macs because those comedians the comedians of today, people aren't really paying attention to the ones who's in the lab working their craft, telling stories of their point of view of their lives. People are busy looking on YouTube for the quick or Instagram for the quick 4 minute snap. That doesn't resonate to a stage.
Yeah.
So ah,
I hear you. I hear you. And Union Time to Laugh. Tell us about that.
Union Time to Laugh is really nothing more than, can you imagine where, Martin Lawrence, Wanda Sykes, Dave Chappelle, Tommy Davidson, they all come out of the DMV, you know,
Mm.
the Washington, D.C. area. And there's been so many other comedians that's come through. Donnell Rollins, most recently, Jay Phillips. There's so many comedians, Joe Clare. And what we're doing is we're just bringing, DC is one of those. It's an entertainment capital, just like Harlem. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just like so. We're bringing all the fresh talent, you know, to the Union Oyster House on a weekly basis, and hopefully we could turn it into a TV show. I'm looking at it like as like with DC Film and TV, they have a nice group right there that's very similar to when another Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, Don Cornelius, started Soul Train in DC. I mean in Chicago, he
Yes.
started it there, and it just like it just became what it became, a phenomenon, and they went to Hollywood, this, that, and the other. That's what I visualize this being here at the Oyster House. I envision us being like Union Time to Laugh. You see all these fresh comedians like you used to see on Def Comedy Jam, and then they become major stars. We create sitcoms through it. We create nice talk shows. Like what I'm a visionary, you know, and my man Russell, and down there in Bruce, they reached out and they've given me an opportunity, and I have my guy Bobby Duckett on board with me, and we rolling, we rolling, and we're gonna make a lot of noise starting, I believe, December 19th down at the Union Oyster House.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I wish I could be there. Oh my gosh. That is amazing. You
Uh,
know, moving forward with people that you can trust. It's so hard to find people that you can trust that actually do what they say they're going to do in the industry. I know it takes a long time, and everybody's busy, and once they get everything in line, but it's like promises and movements are different in every area. When you found those people, when you found those people that you could move with, what was that like for you?
it was just a beautiful thing. See, what's been happening, and when we talk about my career and how it has, the journey. I have a business partner, Jeff Billingsley. He's producing my documentary, you know, and every step of the way, you try to find those right people. So when it's time to tell your story, you can tell it in a positive way. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
what has happened now is by moving into this next year, we're just like putting all of the pieces together for this chapter. You know what I mean? This is just another chapter in the book. But with it, it feels, when you ask the question, how does it feel to bring this DC family together? See, I have a relationship with a lot of them over the years in various places, But now is the time, and you know why? Because this is the reset. See, if you didn't prepare yourself for after this pandemic, it's like everybody who didn't really get ready. Like I went through my, as everybody, I think, I went through my denial time, my depressed time. I lost a lot of people, but my people upstairs been talking to me saying, Bob, we're up here. We got you. All right. We want you to take care of business downstairs so you can get up here with us. You know what I mean? And let us know how great things have been. Yeah, and that's really where I'm at right now. I'm
That's
feeling real
wonderful.
good.
Let me tell you something. Most people don't understand. I mean, I quit my job. I knew. I said, I full time right here.
You better get ready.
I'm
You
ready.
better get ready. That's
I'm
what I'm
ready.
saying. I remember the Curtis Mayfield and the Impressions had that song, People Get Ready.
Mm-hmm.
You got ready. You
I did.
see what I'm saying?
I did. I was like,
Yes. It's a new
It's
day.
it's a new thing. Like you said, it's a reset because
Yeah.
most people don't understand that the power of wealth transfers at these times, and you got to hang in there. You got to go all out. You got to go all out. You can't
Because
be.
if they could do it, you could do it.
That's right. That's right. My goodness. My goodness. Mr. Summer, thank you so much for being on the show. I totally appreciate it. It's
You're
such a
quite
wonderful,
welcome.
oh my gosh, it's such a wonderful thing to have you here and to see that, your story is just a story of persistence and consistency and just going for it. I appreciate what you've done. You've brought many, 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 many moons of laughter to my home. Thank you.
Yeah. I leave you with this. And anybody ever want to reach me, Bob.Sumner on Instagram is the way to do it. But I say that because I've been given a second chance. December 14th, 2005, I was severely carjacked. Okay. Yeah, I actually, five guys with ski masks attacked me, took my car, left me out there. I was a mess. And somehow he was in my passenger seat. He told me this isn't the way I was going out. So for me to have an opportunity to change lives again, I always say I've been able through the joy of laughter to bring people from the outhouse to the penthouse. You know what I mean? That's what I was able to do. And I'm here to do it some more. You know what I'm saying? I just recently had my first grandson, you
Oh,
know, and I mean, Brycey Bryce, that's my man. And I have to I'm so happy to be able to share the legacy with my man.
yeah. Well, welcome to grandparenthood. I'm
Thank,
twice over.
thank you. Right on.
Actually three. She's only a year old, so I have three grandchildren.
Yeah, I just had one, and he's 4 months on the fourth,
Oh,
and now we're expecting my baby boy. They're having one on the same day my grandmom's birthday, who passed away at 103, May 8th. Ain't that something?
oh,
And it's gonna be
that
a
is
girl. The first
oh,
is a girl. I have a boy and a girl. Yeah.
that
So
is
I'm
beautiful.
I'm really excited. Thanks.
Congratulations,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Yeah.
It's beautiful to
Thank
see
you.
that. Definitely, definitely. I
Yeah.
wish you nothing but success, but most of all, happiness with your family.
Thank you.
That's more important than anything. And time.
Yeah, right.
Everything is
Speaking of time, it's time to laugh down in DC at the
hey.
you know?
So
Yeah.
tell everybody when they can come and where it's gonna be.
Well, it's going to be over at the Union District Oyster Bar. All right. And that's right there in the Union Market area. And it's going to be Union Time to Laugh. And it all kicks off at December 19th. And I'm putting together the lineups for it's going to be an 8-week run. And then we're going to step it up a little bit. But we're just going to have a good time. The food is great. The drinks are great. And the comedy is going to be the vibe. And a lot of my folk from down that way, I mean, it's just going to be a family affair down there. It's going to be a good time to laugh.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
I can't, man, I'm so happy. I'm just so
Thank you.
happy you're continuing with this and that you have pioneered and that people can actually pattern themselves off of you. Thank you so much for what you do.
Don't forget to follow us on YouTube and Instagram. Thank you for watching.
You're so welcome. You're so
Thank you.
welcome. And thank you for having me.
Anytime. You can come back anytime.
Right
got
on.
it.
Okay,
You
that's
can come
what's
back
up.
anytime.
Yeah, because I got some more things. I got some more things.
And I'm right here. I'm right here. I'm right here.
Cool.
I'm not going anywhere. God willing, I'm not going anywhere. Okay, so listen, guys, we're going to put that information in the description box below. If you find yourself in the vicinity, please go. Have a great time and spend your time laughing. It's nothing like a great laugh to get you back in the mood and to get you back on track with your life. You know, you need that. You need that release. And Mr. Summer is here to give it to you. Why not? So I want to thank you guys again so much for tuning in. Don't forget to dare to be different, but most of all, don't forget to look in that description box to where you can go out and have a great time. I want to thank you again. Until next time, guys. Bye.